Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a very pleasant night to you, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to Vega Conflict, and it's time to take a look at the vessels. It's now 15 after the first 12 hours of the event have passed.
Reporting.
And this is what I have to show for it so far. Two Mark IIIs, which are both the prefits. One has a little bit more armor than the other, because I was running out of time and I wanted to get this out of the way before I head to bed. But I also want to test them, and I figure we'll see how well they do. Basically the exact same fitting on both, yada yada yada. What target do we want to go after? Not you. Interesting how the 186 gives more points than the 190. Okay, well, we'll go after the shields first, so I'll hop into a target and I'll bring you all back in just a minute. Alright, so let's take a look at the rebellion of this zone. Okay, so cutter, frigate. Okay, so it's all stuff that these guys should be able to counter fairly easily. Also need to remember there's no shield recharging, so gonna have to be careful with that. Just went completely silent. This is about what I expect from cruisers. Sure they don't regenerate shields. I'll have to check again once I'm done here. Hop back to the base and check. Blood type weapons are definitely going to be more than wanted. It's interesting for them warping in more vessels there at the end. It was a cool little addition. Okay, let's head back to the base real quick. Or not. Interesting. I expected them to all die, so that's a surprise. Okay. I'll bring you all back to the base in just a minute. Alright, they're on their way back. That was... As I said there towards the end, I honestly expected both of them to die and not be able to complete the target, because normally you need a full fleet, so... That was interesting, and before I forget... They have no shield regen, correct? Yeah, they don't. They went to the Classic, so... No shield regen, there's nothing built in, right? Yeah. So you're just gonna have to fly carefully for now, until we get our first Dreadnought, because each of the Dreadnoughts had regen and stuff like that. Granted, the Orator, actually, give me a second. We're going way back now. Yeah, even it had shield regen. It had very low, but it was the first, well, the second Dreadnought to be released. And it had shield regen. It's because the Dreadnought's thing is to replace an entire fleet. So shield regen, even on the Tier 13, would make sense for it being a Dreadnought. But I don't think it would be as excessive as any of the later Dreadnoughts or anything like that, where it was, what, 13%? 10%, and then some of them were upwards of 15%. I don't think they would be anything like that. If we're going back towards classic ones, we might expect a Dreadnought to be more like the Orator, with its 6% shield regen constantly, and limited on the shield amount and stuff like that. So it might be more like that. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with when the time comes about. But for now, that's going to be it, everybody. So, be safe out there, happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.